A meet at the inn. It's raining. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? He has no more control over the weather than he does of where he is going. But he's found himself walking along the muddy path with the tall, friendless trees on either side. A large, portly man dressed in bear and deerskin clothes, looking down at his deerskin boots and trying to keep the drizzle from running down inside his hood. It's getting dark, but June should be brighter than this, even if we are more northerly than in the south. It's not yet evening, but with the dark gray skies overhead, you could not tell. He pulls his sheepskin jacket in, not overly cold, but it keeps out the wet. Raising his head, he sees the outline of short dark houses appear from the gloom. Onward to his destination, the sight spurs him on. And remembering nothing of how he came to be on this road, he trudges on. The town is unfamiliar, but an inner sense leads him to where he wants to go. His thoughts now are of a dry inn and a meeting which has been long in coming. The town's path is no more drier than the walk-in from the countryside. No one is out, and the only sound is that of the hissing sound of rain hitting the running water in the camber of the path, which is now becoming a road. On he goes, passing the fronts of wooden buildings on either side with their thatched roofs and water running off and onto the road, which is now wider but less muddy. Music can be heard, faint at first, but getting louder with each step. Not far now, he's thinking. A few more 100 yards and he arrives at the place. No visible sign above the wooden doors, or maybe it's the rain on his face and eyes that distorts all around. Inside the inn, a table near the fire sits two people. Pint mugs on the table, untouched, as froth bubbles over them. They have just been laid down by the fair hand of the local help. No word spoken between the friends at the inn, but the music plays softly in tune with the ambience of the setting. A few minutes pass. Not long now, says Vinny eventually, exhaling his cigarette smoke, which blends in with the ether. Davy, as usual, says nothing but waves his hand to dispel the smoke, reaches for his mug, and takes a long drink. The others at the inn take no notice of the men at the table and continue to talk amongst themselves above the sound of the music. It's warm inside, and the atmosphere is convivial and one of expectation, but only to the men who have also traveled here on this particular night. The same journey carried out by both men, but under different circumstances to be at this place on a preordained night. There are more people to come, but by a different road and a different time. Not yet ordained, but set in time nonetheless. The handle on the door can be heard turning. Few look round, except the bar staff, who always welcome custom and prepare to serve those who perchance may stop by. The door opens, Vinny and Davy look towards the open door, and in he comes. The music continues, and the traveler walks in, surveying all around him and feeling the warmth from the faraway fire, heads straight to the bar. On arrival, the barkeep welcomes him in, saying, "Evening, what can I get you, Tam?" "Large beer, please," says the traveler, quietly surprised as to how he knows his name. Tam looks around the inn. Never been here before, but feels at home right away. Already the cold of the rain and gloom are beginning to fade into memory, and Tam looks forward to being where he is. The barkeep presents him with a cold draught of beer, and before he can say, "Thank you," the barkeep says, "Vinny and Davy are over there." Again, surprised, Tam turns round to look over his right shoulder. And the two friends at the table meet him eye to eye, and the smile on their three faces says all they need to say. Walking over with beer in hand, Tam meets them with a clash of mugs and a cry of cheers. He takes up a seat with the two friends, sipping his beer and looking all around. He turns again and laughs, unable to find the words he wants to say. Vinny takes the lead. "Where on earth have you been?" he says. Now they're all laughing and soon engaged in conversation. With so many years to catch up on, Tam finally asks, "What's going on? Where is this place? I've never been here before, but I knew I was coming." "I," says Vinny, lighting up another cigarette. "We were the same before we got here." "It's nice and warm here," says Tam. "I can't remember the last time I felt this good. I was ill for years, couldn't move, talk, or walk. But I feel great now." Davy looked up, once again waving away Vinny's cigarette smoke. "Weird, isn't it?" says Vinny. "I wasn't sure either at first, but you're right, it does feel good." The music is sweet, and one of the locals gets up to sing a song that fits the mood of the inn. Everyone sits and listens and is carried away with the melody, as if the whole world was singing the same song. "Where's the rest?" asks Tam. "The rest?" "The rest? Vinny, I, Colin, and Gary, and Tom Tom." "Ah," says Vinny. "One of life's unanswered questions, but they'll be here. Nobody knows when, but they will come." The night carries on at the inn, and the drink and the music flow, almost in tune with one another. The three friends drink and talk well into the night at the inn, and as time travels on apace, the three friends continue their meet at the inn, waiting for the others to arrive.